Okay, class. Today we're going to be talking about the story elements, and this should really be a review for everyone because we've already gone over the story elements and we already know what they are. So, right now, I just want to review with you the story elements. Before I get started, I want you to take a few minutes to take out your story element anchor chart, and after everyone has their chart out, we'll continue. Okay, you should have your story element anchor chart out, and we're going to look at closely for a second. We're going to look at the different elements of a story. Okay, first we have the characters, and we know that the characters can be animals, people, or things in the text. Um, and it's just as simple as that. The characters are the people, animals, or things that are actually acting out the action. One thing I want you to stop for a minute and talk about with your partner is what defines a character? How much action does a character have to participate in order to be considered a main character? Okay, so we came to the conclusions that in order to be a character, you have to make, well, a main character, an important character, I would say, you have to make an important contribution to the text. You know, there are some characters in the story that occur in the story that really have nothing to do with what's going on in the text. Um, so we went over characters. We know what our characters are. We know what characters are. Let's look now at the setting. Okay, the setting is probably the easiest one. The setting is the when and the where. Okay, simple as that. When did it happen? Where did it happen? Very, very simple. Um, let's stop again for a minute because I want you to ask your partner. I want you to ask the person next to you. Um, the question, how important is setting to a text? Can the setting change throughout the course of a text? I want you to take a few minutes to discuss that with your partner and then we move on. Okay, next we have the plot. And plot is, we're right here at plot, and the plot is the beginning, middle, and the end. And we're going to get more into plot later on in the week. But for right now, I want you to recognize that the plot is what happens in the story. Later on in the week, when we get into the plot sequence mountain, you're going to see exactly how the plot is broken down into different pieces. Okay, so we've gone over the character setting plot. The one that's missing that we haven't gone over yet is the theme. And I love theme because the theme can be anything you make it out to be. But generally, we want to remember that the theme is the lesson or what? Message. It's the lesson or message that you learn from a text. Um, and I want you to stop for a minute and write this down because it's very right now what I'm about to put on here because it's very important. And I want you to take a minute to just write this down. Let me pull up a new page because I want it to be very clear that the theme is the overall message in the text. It's the big picture. It's not just what the character learns. It has to do with the character. That's going to be your evidence. But the theme is the big picture. It's the overall message of what the character learns. Don't forget that. It's the world, it's what the character learns about the world. See, what the character learns, so does the reader. We learn, we're following the journey with the character. And that's an important thing that you have to remember about the theme. And we'll get more practice with that in a minute. Um, so we're gonna stop this video right now, and I'm going to give you a chance to take out your text that we're going to be reading today, and we're going to read that text, and we're going to look at the different story elements within the text.